We will continue with our study of functions. So last video we have seen how do we define a function, how do you pass values to the function, how do you get values on the function and use those values in our result. Okay, so here few important things that I want to tell you is one is parameter versus argument. Okay, so in our function int add numbers int a comma int b, these are what is known as parameters. So parameters are defined along with a function. Okay, when you define a function, it is possible that you have some parameters. It's also possible that you don't have any parameters. We will see how do you use that without any parameters, how do you use a function. But then these variables that we are declaring here, what is not is that is what is known as a parameter. Now in our previous program, we have given result equal to, we are calling the function here, add numbers num1 num2. Okay, so these values that we pass to the function, this is what is known as an argument. Okay, so arguments are values, and parameters are basically the variables that we are defined in the function. Okay, so this is one clear difference that you have to understand. What is a parameter, what is an argument? You are passing arguments into the parameter. Okay, so parameter is what receives those arguments. So this terminology you should be familiar with. The second one is pose. The question that do we have to always define a function before the main function? Now what we do is I'll just remove this portion and I will paste it after the main function. Okay, now we will see what our code will give us. So it is giving warning implicit declaration of function add numbers. Okay, it is giving a warning. So let's say number is 12 and 15, it is giving 27. So this warning sign is telling that okay, add numbers has been defined, but it is defined before the main function. So the meaning of this argument, we have to understand it like this. So to avoid that, we use what is known as a prototype. So what is a prototype? So prototype is nothing but we'll just tell the program that there's a function which is defined below the main. So you don't have to worry about that. It is actually defined. So how do we define a prototype? So basically simple. You just call your function, use your function int numbers and tell how many, what type of parameters are there. 2 integer parameters are here. Then use a semicolon. Okay, the same thing you just can copy and paste it here and remove this a and b and put a semicolon here. So this will tell the function that okay, this function is defined after the main, so there is no problem with that. So now this warning will go off. See, the warning has gone. So that means so this is one important thing, that always it is preferred that you write all your functions after the main functions. It is always a good program practice to give this prototype. So now, can we have a function that does not return any value? Yes, that is very much possible. So how do we define a function like that? So we will define it like this. First, you have to tell void print char. So print char is my name of the function. Character C. Okay. So the function will print the character passed is %c, comma c. Okay, so it will take this parameter, the argument which is in the C, and it will be displaying here. Okay, so here the important thing you have to remember is I have written, instead of a data type I have written void. So void tells the program that it is not returning any value. So you also must notice that I have not written any return statement here. Okay, so if you see our previous function, it is returning the sum, value of sum, because it is returning some value. So how do we call this function? Calling this function is simple. Go here, call the function and pass the value, let's say a, right? Now we will run this. Two numbers, the previous code is still running, so we will not do anything. The character passed is a, because I have passed a is my argument. It has come here, that value has been displayed here. Now, is it possible to have a function which does not return any value and does not have any parameters? So that is also possible. So void print hello void. Okay, so here you notice that the returning data type also is void. The parameters are also void. So this will just print something. Hello world. So I'll give a line here. Now, how do I call this function? So that is also simple. I'll open a brace, open a bracket, close a bracket, and put a semicolon. Okay, so this is how I call a function which does not return any value. So you have to observe that these two functions does not return any values. That's why I have not equated it to something. Here, if you see, this function was returning some value, so that value has to be stored somewhere. Here, these functions are not returning any values. That's why I don't have to, store those values somewhere. So it is just declared like that. Now we'll run this. So old program again. So this, the character passed is a hello world. So this hello world is from our new function, which does not have any parameters or any return value. Okay. So now also we will now make this proper. We will just make a prototype. So we will cut this and I will put it below this. I will copy this. So it is also not a problem if you define character C. The variable name also here in the prototype, it is also okay. Okay, it is not mandatory that you just have to write the integer data type. You can type the variable name also. So this is the second one. So I'm broadcasting. This is to avoid the warnings, as explained previously. So 12, 15. It's working fine, right? So I hope this is clear to you. How do you use arguments? How do you use parameters? What is parameter? What is argument? Okay. So this is more or less what is the basic introduction of function. From now on, we will start using functions in our program, and it is a very, very important concept, and you make sure that you understood this very, very well. Okay. So thank you. We will see you in the next video.